This is why the narcissist always breaks relationship and blames you. Today, we're diving into a heavy topic: how narcissists wreck relationships. Take a moment to let that sink in, everyone. And hey, if you're vibing with the content, give it a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and spread the word. So let's talk about how these narcissists do their thing. When you were with them, or if you're in the process of getting out, that relationship wasn't just rocky, it was downright shattered. It's like they had a knack for breaking it over and over and over again. Back when you got into it, you probably didn't even know what narcissism was. I mean, they don't teach this stuff in school, right? So you thought you were getting into something with someone who was on the same wavelength as you, stable, caring, and looking out for your best interests. But now we know better. None of that holds true when you're dealing with a narcissist. The narcissist has this sneaky way of taking everything from you, bit by bit. They don't just want to break you down, they want to wreck the relationship too, even the things you used to enjoy. Remember those hobbies you loved? Skiing, reading, traveling. Well, thanks to the narcissist, those are distant memories now. The ski slopes are empty, you haven't picked up a book in ages, and forget about traveling. It's too expensive, they say. They'd constantly invalidate your interests, questioning why you bother with such things. They wanted you to revolve around them, losing yourself in the process. You became like a shadow of them, losing your own identity while they tried to tear down both you and the relationship. Once they had you under their thumb, that's when the lovey-dovey phase suddenly vanished. You went from being their favorite person to just another pawn in their game. They realized they could manipulate and control you, so they started pulling away, gradually and deviously. And they didn't stop there, they piled on more demands, making you do everything for them. That's why I've always talked about how you ended up being the perpetual sorry, the chauffeur, the unpaid assistant, the listening ear, the referee. You name it. Whether you realized it or not, that became your role in their twisted world. When you first got into that relationship, you didn't sign up for all the abuse that came with it. If you had known that you'd be subjected to verbal, mental, emotional, financial, and sometimes even physical abuse, you would have bolted. But the narcissist didn't hand you a manual detailing their toxic behavior. They didn't say, "Here, take a look at this. This is what I'm going to put you through. Consider it before diving in." No, they probably painted themselves as your perfect match, acting like they had your best interest at heart. At the beginning, they might have seemed genuinely interested in your hobbies like skiing, traveling, or reading. But that was all part of their plan to lower your defenses even further. See, everything the narcissist does is carefully calculated. The abusive cycle keeps spinning, and the one constant in it all is the narcissist themselves. We know that now. But back then, we didn't realize that the narcissist was actually trying to wreck the very relationship we were so invested in. Take a moment to think back on your past relationships. Remember those breakups that left you scratching your head, wondering what went wrong. Well, chances are, while you were left bewildered, the narcissist was already spreading lies about you like wildfire. This is what we call a smear campaign. For those who are new here, let's break it down. A smear campaign is when the narcissist starts telling outright lies about you. They twist the truth, making it seem like the relationship wasn't what they thought it was, and conveniently pinning all the blame on you. Meanwhile, you're there, trying your best to salvage what's left of the relationship. The narcissist goes around telling complete strangers, your family, friends, co-workers, basically anyone who'll listen, that there's something wrong with you. They love to project their own faults onto you and make you out to be the bad guy. It's a classic move for them because, let's face it, they're envious and jealous creatures. They can't stand seeing others happy or successful, so they'll do whatever it takes to tear you down. Dealing with a smear campaign is tough. After all, who in their right mind would go around tarnishing someone else's reputation? Normal, healthy people don't do that. But narcissists, they thrive on it. It's just another way for them to feed their twisted ego. Narcissists see people as tools, as means to an end. They don't care about your feelings or your capacity to love. They see empathy as a weakness to exploit. They'll reel you in with romantic gestures, making you fall head over heels for them. And once they've got you under their spell, they're in control. You become their puppet. And they're the puppet master pulling all the strings. They're like shapeshifters, constantly changing their tactics to manipulate those around them. They'll wreck relationships left, right, and center, whether it's with their own kids, parents, partners, friends, or colleagues. And once they've drained someone dry of whatever they want, they toss them aside like yesterday's news. And guess who gets the blame for the fallout? Yep, it's you, it's me, it's anyone who dared to get close to them. If you've ever been discarded by a narcissist, you know it's like a bomb going off in your life. It comes out of nowhere, leaving you stunned and confused. Maybe you tried to set a boundary, or your health took a hit, or they'd already bled you dry financially. But once they've sucked you dry, they're off to find their next victim, the new supply, your replacement. Let's rewind a bit to when you first stepped into that relationship. Chances are, the narcissist was just coming out of another one. But did they ever tell you about their ex? No, probably not. Instead, they were likely painting a picture of how awful everyone else in their life was, previous partners, bosses, even their own family. They were setting the stage for you to be their savior, their knight in shining armor. But we all know now that couldn't be further from the truth. See, narcissists are relationship wreckers. They tear down people, their spirits, their hearts, all part of their grand plan. They've got a knack for it too, because they've been doing it for years. They've mastered the art of deception, manipulation, and deceit. They've burned through friendships, romantic partners, and business connections like it's nobody's business. They're always on the move, hopping from town to town, job to job, person to person. And why? Because they don't give a darn about you, themselves, or anyone else they're involved with. All they care about is what they can get out of you, and what they can show off to the world, no matter how fake it may be. In closing, remember, the burden of a failed relationship with a narcissist does not rest on your shoulders. You gave it your all, you loved sincerely, and you entered the relationship with the best of intentions. But it's not your fault that the narcissist didn't reciprocate, or that they didn't have your best interest at heart. You didn't know, and it wasn't your responsibility to diagnose them. Now, as we break free from the toxicity and focus on healing and growth, let's also educate ourselves about narcissism to prevent similar situations in the future. If you found value in this discussion, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel for more empowering content, and share it with others who may benefit. And remember, you're not alone on this journey. For further support and guidance, be sure to check out the free book and details about one-on-one consultations provided in the video description. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Stay strong and take care.